Well, good morning to you. I've just come to a coffee shop out on the way to Phrao. Now, last weekend, we were in Phrao, and this is Phrao. Phrao. Now, I've actually come along this road for a purpose. I'm on my way to Phrao because on Facebook there's a very good cause that I follow. It's something to do with animals. I'll tell you a bit more about it later. Doi Nang Lae, Kammatthan. Well, these are weaver birds, and these weaver birds have built, the male builds this bit of the nest here, and then when the female comes along and sees it, the female chooses which nest they want, and then the female actually puts the little tube on it. So once the house is accepted, the successful male gets to live with his partner. Oh, there's another couple here, but they're also unsuccessful. Oh, bless them. Oh, here's one. Wow, the females around here are very fussy. Very fussy. Well, it's fascinating about these birds. But I've really come here to see the cats, and there's no cats. I can't see them. The lady said that all the cats are in the house, and they've had their breakfast and they're having a morning nap. And knowing cats as much as I know cats, they're going to sleep most of the day and enjoy their run around in the evening. Well, this is fascinating. Look at all these nests up here. They've collected them after they've fallen out of the trees. These are ornaments. These are just hanging up here at the beginning of the restaurant. Well, this lady has just been telling me that she used to live up on the hill, and the name of the mountainside was Mae, the mountain area, and life as an older person she felt was better if she came down to the flat. So they came down here and bought this area of land. They're very keen to sell some land, and they've got some lots over on the poster that is on the wall over here, 3,900 per talangwa. If you're interested in purchasing land here, they've got plenty of it for sale, and it's a beautiful outlook across the valley over to Mae Rim. That's in that direction there. Now, I haven't seen any cats here. Well, not live four-legged ones. Well, I'm feeling a bit pissed at the moment. Oh dear, I'm feeling really pissed. I came here to scope out for Amandine as to whether, Amandine of Hand to Paw from Prem. I came here so that I could find out as to whether there was going to be any possibility of catching these cats for sterilisation. Sai means sand, amongst other things, with other intonations of the word sai. S-A-I is sand, and this is Mae Sai, the river, Nam Mae Sai. So I'm just walking on down this little sandy track here. I'm actually in the upper reaches of Mae Nat Dam. I know that Ian Welldale was going to check out the water, and I didn't want to steal his thunder and show the front of the dam and see what the water was like down there. But I can tell you that here in the upper reach of Mae Sai, it's beautiful. This water is so lovely and cool. Oh, there's some little fishies there. Look at that. What more could you wish for? Now, you've got to admit, there are hard lives and really hard lives, and this is one of them. Not. This is absolutely glorious. I'm working my way through the alphabet, Simon. This is stupendous. What's this? A bit of something sharp. Oh, there's a spoon. For all the metal detectorists out there, I have found a 2018, I think. It's a spoon made in, what does that say now? Yes, made in Nakhon Sawan. This is probably one of the noodle types, the noodle soup type spoon. Very interesting. Looking at the level of the water here, and my head is about level with the brown grass along the side of the embankment there. So my height, I'm 5'8" and a bit. My height is the amount of water. Oh no, it's a bit more than that. It's more like 6 foot over there. Oh goodness me. There's a lot of water been through here. So the water height has reduced a lot since the heavy rains we've had recently, and it's down to a lower level. So the dam, which this is part of, I'll show you on a map on from Google. Again, Google Maps coming in very handy today. You'll see the upper reaches of Mae Rim Dam, where I am, and how significant this level of water is here, because this feeds that dam. Nam Me Sai. Very beautiful. Well, welcome to a monument of the Venerable Ajahn Anil Ayu. Yeah. This is another, by the look of it, to all intents and purposes, a folly type place. We're passing through some habitation there, I think. I think it's where a monk might live, I'm not sure. But this garden area is part of a memorial area to commemorate the attainment of Luang Dharma. And when you look underneath the surface, there is quite a lot more going on. It's astonishing. It's beautiful. It's characteristic of many Thai places you come to. There is so much more to see that you just go around a little corner and find more. I'm not going to walk back through that dwelling there because it seems a bit inappropriate really, so I'll walk out here instead. The gardens here are maintained by the monks, and an interesting and quite unusual tin shed with some Christmas garland on it is maintained here. Not sure what it is. There's a solar light fitting on the floor with a bottle. Let me just go and have a look. Oh, I see. It's a shrine. Cats actually breed, and if 150 cats are at a temple in January and February, can you imagine that if a cat has 5 minimum kittens per season, and there's 150 cats in all, and say half of them are female, 75 times 5. That's a hell of a lot of cats that have added to that number. Now, not all of them will live. You know, a lot of them may well pass away because of the conditions. May well be they're eaten by the dogs, and that's another issue. dogs need feeding, and cats make good food for dogs. So it's not a very nice thought, but that's what can happen at these places. And looking after cats at temples is going to lead to people bringing more cats. So therefore, if you've heard of a temple that has shown kindness to animals, just like in other videos I've made, you'll see people bring more animals to that temple. And this place has, by the look of it, got more cats than it can handle. But I'm going to go and see it anyway. But now, I'll take you up and have a look at this monument at the top here. I'm not going to walk there, I'm not going to drive there, I'm going to fly. Well, I came out of 7-Eleven with some food and I thought I'll go and have a look at somewhere to sit and eat it, and I found myself just a little bit down the road looking at a temple cave. A cave temple. Wat Tam Dok Kam. Look at that. That's quite a new building. Oh, here's a finished one, look. Very nice. Good talk, Cup. Tam Townie Tina Cup.
Tam, Hang Na, Hub.
Drong Bay, to me.
Ini seperti ini Payana, Ku, Hang Na.
You come on, to me? Okay, Cup.
ขอบมากครับ
I asked the man where the cave, actual cave temple was, and he said it's down to the bottom there, and you follow the Nagar steps up the mountain. Well, the steps aren't that steep, they're quite shallow, so you're able to walk a couple at a time. Some rather interesting smells around here. It's rather moist and it's almost like a bat's smell. I wonder where that's coming from. Well, that's an interesting little walk. Get my 12 to 15,000 steps in today. You're not going to believe this. Oh. Wow. You know, these things that I do, I was saying in a previous video that I go out on roulettes, you know, I go out somewhere and I just don't know where I'm going. I've done it this time. Look at this. This is a reclining Buddha. How amazing is that? When you go out and about, it's pointless actually, as I said before, having a plan. You just got to go and you know, turn left, turn right and think, oh well, I'll go there, I'll go there. And you end up in finding some marvellous places. You know, the best is yet to come. I can see it in the distance up here. Well, here's the cave. It goes all around there. It goes all around there. There's this rock in front of it. And there's a temple building inside the cave. Oh, hello. He's guarding the cave. There's some trees growing out the side of the cave. Well, this is just the foyer. This is just the start of the temple cave building. I'm going down the steps now into what is obviously the real cave inside. Wow. Now this is like an umbrella with what's a mobile tent. These mobile tents are what the monks carry with them to sleep in. Ooh, huge bats. Huge bats. Like huge bats. Wow. I mean, wingspan from my head, like out here, big wingspan. Well, I'm looking forward now to my lunch. I've come to a perfect place of interest to sit and have my lunch. I don't like to sit in a main road or a petrol station car park having lunch because there's so much to see around. How lovely. Beautiful. stupendous. Well, I've got to admit, I broke my lunch into two. I had my vegetarian sarapao up at the Wat Tam Dock Cam, and now I've come to somewhere which may be called Rue Forest. There's no signs here in the area, but on the way there is a directional sign saying Rue Forest this way, and then you get somewhere else and it says back the other way, and this is the only thing in the middle. So I'm guessing this is Rue Forest. Well, this area over here looks a bit like, there's a fly in my eye. Come on, get out. A bit like, you know, people waiting for a burn at a crematorium. It looks like the place you'd sit whilst watching a crematorium, a cremation. Got to be honest with you, this is rather nice. I know it's not, you know, all glorified and wonderful, and you know, people having fun and shops selling things and prices to consider. How cheap is that? Oh, there's a walkway. But the fascination of an interesting place that's like this, time seems to have forgotten. Ooh, big butterfly. And you've got this walkway going through here, and I don't know where it's going. On the map, there's nothing shown here. There's no location. And these concrete pillars with the railings are obviously here for a good reason. I'm going into a forest. This has got to be called Rue Forest. Now, what's that in there? It's like a little spirit house, and there's some offerings of water and food in there. Don't know how recent that was made. But look at this area here. Was this branch put across my path on purpose to stop me coming here? Well, some scientists and Bigfoot researchers, they say yes. Introduce this place as Wat Doi Nang Lae, but in actual fact it's Kammatthan Meditation Center. This is Dharma treatment place of Your Eminence Nikon Tamawati Doi Nang Lae Phrao Chiang Mai. There's rather interesting statues around. This place is about 5-6 kilometres, maybe a little bit more, outside of Phrao office area, the town centre. And it's tucked away at the top of the valley. It's the furthest most temple in this valley, where there are so many temples. And this chedi looks rather old. But I've tried as hard as I could to find some information, and I can't. It's almost like it's become a non-temple. It's become a non-place. I want to tell you about a monk by the name of Phrao Tamawati. Back in the 90s, he was apparently responsible for developing this place. Not sure as to how much he was involved in from the ground up, because a lot of this looks very old, but the folly type place that it is was apparently down to him, and he in 1990s was involved in a scandal that rocked Thailand. I got an extract from the Nation, the Thai media outlet, and it describes that he was tempted by flesh and was the DNA tested father of a child. So as it is not allowed for a monk to touch a woman, let alone have sex and have babies, there was a scandal. But the scandal then grew because he filed a lawsuit against the woman, the woman he made pregnant, and the mother of his child. And the lawsuit was turned down, and that was countersued by the woman. And that went on, and he was then charged and judged and apparently sent to prison. The story doesn't go too far after that. It actually is at the judgment time, and I can't really find anything else after that. But it then apparently transpires that there was some falsification of documents that he made in the claim too, and that added to the weight of his disgrace. He was defrocked. He was thrown out of the monkhood. Flies here are bothering me, and therefore he was a monk no more. So I guess part of the reason this is now not a temple but a meditation center is coupled with that. It's a weird looking place. There's a couple of more pussies there. Well, I've walked up to 3 cats so far, and they've all walked away. Not because I'm holding a camera, but they're rather dubious of anybody approaching them. I think there's a poo ground around here. It smells of the cats. Poo. Plenty of nice little shady places for the cats to hide around here. Wonder what all these little domed roofed buildings are. Let's go down and find out. Over the other side of the mountain, the fireworks are going off there. So each one of these is a little room. Let's have a look in this one. I see. Somebody's having a funeral behind me. Individual little cells for people to come and meditate. So I wonder whether it's a meditation centre for non-monks, or whether it's intended to be a meditation centre for monks to come and stay. But there's a lot of rooms here. I'd say around about 60 to 80 rooms, all like this, with these caps on the roof. Are you a nice cat? What have you been up to? Hey, you been drinking? What have you been drinking? Get the food out of the car I bought. Let's see if I can talk to somebody. Find out how many cats there are here. Wow, ammonia, or what do you get it from? The smell of cat urine. Really strong smell. Wow. Oh, here's a few more down here, look. Let's go and see some of these monkeys. There's some there. Yes. Sawadee krap. Sawadee krap ค่ะสวัสดีครับแม่เอาให้มาจาก Tesco ครับใช่ซื้อมาคนวันมาคนเดียวครับกี่ตัวทำมันแล้วครับ
มันไม่ให้จับมันหนีเนี่ยเดี๋ยวเมื่อกี้มาวิ่งหนีอ่ะ
ว้าวแต่แม่อยู่คนเดียวใช่ไหม
มีพระมีมั้ง
อ๋อ
เจ้าอยู่ด้วย
อ๋อ
มันจากไหนเนี่ยนั่นได้กันเหรอ
ไม่รู้
ไหนครับโอ้มันจำไม่ได้แล้วไม่ดำไปเลย
ไม่ชี้ครับแค่เมียด้วย
อะไรอ่ะ
เขาไม่เอามัน
ฮะ
มันอยู่ในกระสอบ
อะไรอ่ะ
แมว
ไม่เอาเขาไม่ให้รับเดี๋ยวอบตเล่นงานไม่ชี้นะไม่ได้รับเขาเล่นงานเขามีกฎหมายจะจับด้วยซ้ำเลยเนี่ยเดี๋ยวเขาไลน์มาบอกเขาบอกถ้ามาสมัครโทรตามผมเนี่ยไม่เอากำลังเดือดร้อนเนี่ยเดอะแคทเนี่ย
ไม่ดี
เนี่ยดีนะเนี่ยถ่ายไว้เลยออกทีวีเนี่ยเจ้าหน้าที่
เอาเลยตามสบาย
ไม่ได้เดี๋ยวพัฒนาชุมชนเขาขึ้นมาเล่นงานไม่ชี
ใครจะเล่นงานอ่ะ
ก็อบตเขาสั่งไปเลยนะถ้ามาอีกเมื่อไหร่บอกผมโทรหาผมทันทีมันเป็นภาระบนดอยนี่เขากำลังเครียดกันเนี่ยคุณนี่เขาก็รับข่าวเนี่ยจะมาจัดการเรื่องแมวให้ไม่ได้
ไม่ใช่ไม่ชีมันจะตายอ่ะ
มันจะตายแล้วมันเกี่ยวอะไรกับไม่ชีเราไม่เอาอย่าเอาของ
Well, this guy's just turned up here and he walked up with a bag.
ถ้าเครียดมาคุยกับผมอบตช่างเถอะแต่ผมสัตว์มันจะตายแล้วผมต้องช่วยมันว่าก่อน
น้องพูดกับเขาเนี่ยอบตเนี่ย
ว่าไงครับพาไปเลยเต็มที่เลยครับ
ไม่ได้แล้วแมวก็จะไม่รอดอยู่แล้วมาเป็นภาระให้ไม่ชี้อ่ะแล้วใครจะดูแล
ทำไมครับคนไม่สงสารสัตว์เหรอมาดูแลมันได้ไม่ใช่คนไม่สงสารสัตว์เหรอผมถามว่าคุณสงสารสัตว์ไหม
This little one, she's very weak. Now she's making herself at home here. So this is the problem in action. I've just talked to this nun here, Mae Rim, and she's told me that there's a monk here as well. She said she's already got over 100 loigwa cats already here. And I asked her if they'd been sterilised, and she said no, she can't get them. They just run away. She can't catch them. They're just, feral. I haven't got near one yet. And as I'm talking to her and she's telling me about this, a guy walks up the car park with a sack, and I know this from old. He's carrying the sack and he's got a cat that's given birth to a kitten. And he's, I think, said there's another one that's dead. But this is a cat that's just given birth. He's carrying it in a bag, and the poor cat's stifling in the bag with no water and no air. And now he's talking to the local government office because Mae Rim has said, don't bring the cats here. Bring the cat to the local orbitor. Don't bring the cat to the temple because there's nothing we can do here. So by the look of it, this is the chedi. Where am I now? Here. This is the chedi that's at the top that we walked around first, and then you come down the steps. Where I am now is sort of like over here, and this is a ground plan of the area. So you can see all around the outside these wonderful little kutis, the kutis that monks would live in, or people studying Dharma would live in. Well, there's this guy that's just turned up with a bag, and he's got 2 cats in it. Mae Rim contacts the local orbitor, and she is trying to get the man to take the cats to the orbitor. He apparently is concerned for their health, and that's why he's brought them here. It is ridiculous and crazy. When you look at him and you listen to him, you have the immediate impression that he hasn't got 2 cents to rub together. You also get the impression that he hasn't got any intelligence whatsoever. Could call him names of all sorts of things like dimwit and stupid and ignorant and all sorts. I've never met the man, but I've just seen him, and he's brought 2 cats here to a temple that's already got over 100, and he's got them in a bag, and they're so hot and they're wringing wet from the sweat. And he's just sat there pleading with the nun, the Mae Chi, to take them from him. I've seen over 50 cats myself. There are more here because they're all scared, they run away. None of them you can touch. You cannot put your hand on any of them. They are just so scared. You can't just go up to a cat and say, here you go, some food. You can't just tempt a cat to come to you and then put it in your bag and take it to the vet and get it sterilised. It doesn't work like that with cats. Cats are really, really difficult. Feral is the word. Dogs sometimes are, you know, they come to you with food and you can get used to them after a while. Cats, it's hard. I want to share that feeling of how far do you spread yourself? With an organisation being so dependent upon funds of people who donate, you are needing to focus on something that is tangible and people can relate to. If people donate to somewhere in Thailand, that's all well and good. If people donate to somewhere in Mae Rim, that's not quite where we are right now. We're a good 2 hours away from Mae Rim. There are a hell of a lot of cats and dogs in Mae Rim that need attention. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. The event that I showed you at the end was the primary objective of today. I wanted to show you what people like hand to paw Amandine and Joy Huss are up against. This foundation that was started for Prem Tinsulanonda School out at Mae Rim has done some fantastic work, and I have come today to pass on some information to them because they had no idea as to whether the cats were feral or whether they could just walk up to them and put them in a bag, in a cage, and take them to the vet. The primary objective also is to raise funds, raise awareness, and I'll leave a link below. Please consider subscribing to them for an amount of money. Let them know that you are wanting it to go towards the cats at this temple. Let hand to paw do the work for you. It must be heart-wrenching for you as it is for me to see these cats just multiply like this, and just where's the food going to come from? I had to go down to Tesco in the town to buy some food, and they only had little bags of food. There's no great supply of cat food around here, so it's only through the auspices of people donating food, companies and organisations, if they can get in touch with these places, that the Mae Chi, the nuns, can get the food. Anyway, back to hand to paw. Please consider donating. Please consider giving them money. Please consider helping these cats at this temple. It will go to a good cause. Amandine is well experienced in sterilisation processes, so she will arrange for vets to come along and do the best they can. It's a big task. It's not going to be simple. It's not going to be straightforward and easy. It's not going to be a 1 week and one visit. It's going to have to be multiple times. Oh well. This is me signing off from the valley at Phrao. Well, thanks very much for joining me again this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and please, well, I'm on my way back to home from Phrao, and I've come along a little back way to avoid the main road going through, and there's a poor young girl here, had an accident and she's hit a motorbike. This video has been a real dilemma for me. I then went to a temple that had over 100 cats there, and possibly well over 100. And whilst there, the guy brought the cat along and in a bag, the kitten. That really moved me. Now, the whole reason for this video was to go and have a look at this temple that I'd seen on Facebook, Hand to Paw organisation, being asked to go along and help assist with the sterilisation of cats at a temple. So, these cats, they need sterilising. And I've got to tell you, if Amandine and Hand to Paw can get involved, these cats will get sterilised. And if people want to donate to that cause, that's fantastic. And if Hand to Paw are able to assist, that's fantastic. But as I said earlier, there is a dilemma, and that is spreading resources. And Amandine and the people at Hand to Paw will be best placed to understand how they will spread that resource. Do they go and help this temple, or do they give guidance and assistance in some way, help them? But to spend a lot of time and effort at that temple is a big commitment. Wow, there's a bit of a commotion going on here around this accident. Lots of police talking about who's right and who's wrong, and looking at the state of the bike and talking about what's going to happen to the driver and the rider. Wow, the state of that bike is terrible. So really, I'm in so many minds of how to sign off this video, and I think I've just got to be honest. And I've got to be honest with you, I don't know what Amandine will be able to do. I don't know what Hand to Paw can do, apart from try to assist the Mae Chi. The Orbitor, the local government office, should be arranging for the sterilisation. But why are the Orbiter not helping? Why have they not taken action sooner? Why have they not done something like Hand to Paw would do? It's money. It's down to funding. And I think that's where Hand to Paw may well be able to intervene, help, be the people who are in the middle raising funds for the sterilisation to go on at that temple. I don't know. I don't know what it will be. It's a real problem. Ha! Anyway, I'm going to sign off and wish you farewell. Check out the description below, please. You'll see there links to where the video was taken today, and I'll also leave a link there to the Facebook page of Hand to Paw and their PayPal donation link as well. Leave me a comment below and consider giving me a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed already, please do. Check back on a regular basis. I try to release videos a couple of times a week. Take care, stay safe, bye bye.